So we're all packed up and we are leaving Rome today. We have done our 3 full days.
And they were full days.
They were full days. 18 kilometres the first day, 16 kilometres the second day, and yesterday we took it easy because we only clocked up 15, so we were a bit slack yesterday. Mind you, we do have to do something about working off the pizzas, the pastas and the red wine. Yeah, it's as I expected. So our B&B hosts are taking us out towards the airport to where we need to pick up our lease vehicle. We're picking up our racy Peugeot diesel that we've leased for our time. Yeah. So I'll probably put all the details about leasing a vehicle in our blog and maybe a link to it below. But we're dealing with a company in New Zealand to lease a vehicle. Because we're not part of the EU as our home country, we can lease a vehicle if it's longer than 14 days rather than renting one. So there are numerous benefits to leasing over renting. So I'll go over all that in my blog anyway. So yeah, another half hour and we're out of Rome and heading towards Assisi to go and see where St Francis hung out. He was born, raised, worked, lived and died in Assisi, so he didn't get out much. But anyway, that's another story. Well, we successfully picked up our lease car, our Peugeot, what is it, 208 or?
Peugeot 208.
After 400
diesel.
metres, go left on the roundabout, second exit, State Route 296.
As you can hear, we've got the GPS roaring in the background because we have to find our way to Assisi. It's so weird that the steering wheel's on the wrong side of the road and we drive it on the wrong side of the car and we're driving on the wrong side of the road. I just need to have a steering wheel in front of me. Brilliant little car.
Go left on the roundabout, second exit.
It's a diesel, but it's very quiet and quite peppy. So, yeah, good handover, easy, just refueled, and we're all good to go. So I think we're about a couple of hours
After
drive.
400 metres, go right on the roundabout, first exit.
We'll continue as we get out into the open countryside, which we're very much looking forward to. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, cappuccino at the petrol station. Cappuccino was understood,
Go right
but
on the roundabout, first exit.
They didn't understand takeaway or to go or drive off with it. Coffees are meant to be sat and enjoyed in Italy, not on the go. But we got there in our little plastic cups and the coffee is beautiful. So as I mentioned before, Assisi is the home of St Francis, and he was commonly known as the slow down and smell God's roses type of lifestyle, very unmaterialistic. But there's a lot more to Assisi than the St Francis Basilica, which we'll be doing a special trip there as well. So we're going to take about an hour-long walk around the medieval town of Assisi, following Rick Steve's audio guide. Now Rick Steve is the downloads that we used a lot in Rome, and he does a fantastic audio guide, doesn't he? We find that he's really easy to listen to. We got it on both our phones, so we just wander along with our earpieces in and listen how we go. So you can miss a lot if you don't have those audio guides, so we found it to be quite invaluable, really, hasn't it? So we've already noticed that the Italians can be quite aggressive behind the wheel of their vehicles. So the speed limit of the motorway that we're on at the moment is 130 kilometres an hour. So we've even seen scooters going whizzing past us.
I know.
So we're just taking it nice and quiet and easy, and we're definitely not doing 130. But just as we get used to it, who knows?
Yeah, I'm just on the average for us in New Zealand of 100.
Yeah, we're just sitting at what we're comfortable with at 100 and keeping our eye open for any aggressive Italians behind
But
the
also
wheel.
getting used to being on this side of the car to drive, and the gear stick's on the right hand side and not the left hand side.
Lots to get used to. So I'm the co-driver, so I'm keep on saying keep right, keep right, keep right. So since leaving the city of Rome, we're starting to now see all these historic villages coming up, and they're always situated at the top of hills, so I think there are going to be plenty of castles and fortresses to be seen, which is pretty exciting. A bit different to temples and pagodas, which we've been looking at for the last 18 months. But we're travelling into the Umbria countryside on our way to Assisi. I think they definitely know how to do roadside stops.
Oh, I know.
So this is our roadside stop at our lunch break on our way to Assisi. Got my glass of white wine. Don't know what sort of wine it is. You just say I want white wine and they just
I've got my Diet Coke because I'm driving.
So considering we didn't do any bookings, it was just a walk-in. We struck it lucky on the second try, the first one not so much.
He had no idea.
He had no idea, just manual bookings, and although it was showing vacancies on hotels.com, we weren't going to risk booking it and then to be turned away. So we drove down the road further and we are now at Ponte San Vittorino. Yeah. So we got it for €60, including breakfast in the morning. So yeah, it even comes with a Scotty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got a balcony towards the main road, and just the bed and a nice bathroom. So we're going to hit the road. We're going to do our Rick Steves guided tour of the Basilica and around Assisi. We've just walked up a massive hill from our hotel accommodation. I think there's only a once, so you don't want to go back and then come back out for dinner. This is enough. It's now 3:15 in the afternoon anyway, so I think we're in town till at least dinner time. So, the gates of Assisi. So we're going to do Rick Steves' guided walk first, which I believe takes about an hour, and then we'll still have time to do his audio guide around St Francis Basilica, which has got 2 tiers to it, I believe. So let's go and find the starting point of our walk. That used to go on here when the ladies used to gather to do their washing, and here the marble is actually worn smooth through centuries of rubbing their clothes. Must have been for the local witches. Got the broomstick. So we've just done Rick Steve's audio walk around Assisi, zigzagging our way uphill and down dale, and we've made it to St Francis Basilica. This was started to be built 2 years after his death. He actually died down in the valley, and then they moved his body to be entombed here. And there is an upper and a lower basilica, and I think we're going to start on the lower one and follow Rick Steve's guide as we go through.